What is theoretical opening price (TOP)? Know-how in share. We provide guidance and support for beginners and existing investors to explore and achieve investment goals. In our Facebook page, Know-how in Share, we provide short videos for stock market knowledge, experience, and surviving tips. What does TOP refer to in Bursa, Malaysia? TOP allows investors to have a half-hour viewing period before the market opens in the morning and afternoon session. For example, the threads and the TOP for each counter can be seen in between 8:30 to 9 in the morning and 2 to 2:30 in the afternoon period. This feature allowed the investors to better analyze the market sentiment and the share performance due to the transparency of the pre-opening period. Let's talk about the calculation of TOP. Okay, let's go through the TOP price. So this one is the buyer and seller for DNEX. Here we can look at the existing buyer, 76 cents is around 20,000. How about the seller? You can look at the seller that queue lower prices than yesterday closing price or the previous closing price. So here we sum up from 73 cents to 75 cents is around 311,000 units of share. So this means there is 300,000 plus of seller. So it will be matched at 76 cents, 20,000, but this is not enough. So it will cover here, 755. So the TOP price will be 0.755 because the seller all will match at the volume here. How about the sequence for seller? Those queue lower prices will be prioritized. That means they will be the first to match for 73, and then the second one will be 74 cents, and then the next one will be 745, etc. So the sequence will be from the lowest to highest for seller. How about for buyer? For buyer, it would be from highest to lowest, but for this one, we only have 76 cents. So we'll clear here first. This holder for 20,000 units, that will be matched first. Then only we'll match here. The price will be matched at 0.755, which is the TOP price. Next one, CTOS. The existing buyer is 1.56, 5,000 shares, but the seller, you can look at here, 1.36, we got 100 units. The buyer here, 5,000. After we clear here, we still got remaining 4,900 units. So we will match at here, 1.56. So the TOP would be 1.56. Regardless that you queue lower prices, 1.36, but it still will match at 1.56 because it's the TOP price. Next one, we go to the GBGA. For GBGA, we don't have the buyer that queue higher prices than yesterday or the previous closing price sent to the seller. We don't have the seller that queue lower prices than the previous closing price. So we go to the next one, exercise CIF. For this one, it's quite straightforward as well. 0.145, we got 10,800 units. So this one, you measure the seller here. So the TOP will be 0.145. Okay, how about OFI? For OFI, we do not have the TOP because there is no lower prices or higher prices, but we can see it here. The opening price for the code is slightly higher than yesterday because the buyer and seller would be 109, 111. So it's quite positive sentiment. Next one, Serba Dynamic. For Serba Dynamic, the buyer here, 0.445 plus this one, 0.425 is around 38,600 units. Then the seller, you can see here, 1,000 and then remaining here. So it's around 800,000 units of seller. So all the seller will match at here because here is not enough to cover. So we will take up here. So the TOP price will be 0.42. So the sequence for buyer, the highest one will be match first. And then for this one, then only 0.42 buyer will match. Same to the seller, the lower price will be match first. 1,000 will match first, and then only the 799,000 units of share will match. So the TOP price will be 0.42. How about Pi? For Pi, we don't have the TOP as well because we don't have the higher price buyer or we don't have the lower price seller. That's about it. In conclusion, TOP allows investors to better analyze the share market sentiment and also share performance before the market opening. Feel free to follow our Facebook page Know-how in Share for stock market knowledge, experience, and surviving tips. Know-how in Share, your share market Buddy. Thank you.